Hi everyone, and welcome to the BYG show. Sorry I'm red, I was upside down for a while. I'm here, Dylan is my name. And you are?
Mark. We're Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble, we are here for you guys. Well, we're starting the BYG show. This is episode dos. Even though I'm holding up 4 fingers technically. Y'all remember this. You remember the youth contribution. Anyways, hope you enjoyed yesterday's show. Remember, if you are wanting to skip through our fun times, which I don't know why you would, but if you want to, timestamps are in the description, and you can skip to the spiritual aspect if you're just really hungry for the Word of God. Take advantage of it. Look at the timestamps in the description, and you go ahead and jump to that. We're just going to try to bring you a daily message with God instead of just giving you 2 times a week. We're not 2-timers. We're 7 every day, 24/7. Walk with God.
You don't just go to the gym, on Sundays. You go to the gym every day during the week so you can get stronger, and that's the same way we
Boom.
live here.
That's what we're doing. I like that. Well, let's go ahead and jump into our show today, Mark. We have an amazing. I'm really excited about this this first segment because it's what I wanted. It's what I envisioned when I thought about the show. I was like, I would love to get some interaction in here with others. So I'm just gonna go for it. First segment today. It's called In the Fam. In the Fam. What we are going to do periodically through the show is get different people in our BYG family on the show so that we can get to know them better and you guys at home can get to know them better. So we can get to know who is in the fam, who's in the family, the BYG family. And today we have a very special guest. He's one I feel like people know pretty well.
Everybody knows.
He did put himself out there. Oh, it's a he. And his name is Griffin Smith. Let's get to In the Fam. All right, everybody. Griffin Smith, welcome. Thank you for being here today. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Turns out, you might say, hey, that was too much. Never enough. All right. Okay, be careful.
Safety is number 1.
Rona's coming. We're ready. We're fighting. Anyways, Griffin, thank you for being here today. We're going to basically have you answer some questions so that we can get to know you better. And then we want to play just a game with you. Just a game, youth group, we played tons of games all the time. We can't play them anymore. That's why I love to have some fun on the show and have some games because I want you guys to remember, what youth group was like and not let it fade away in this time of quarantine and social distancing. But first, Griffin, tell us about yourself. Who is Griffin Smith?
Griffin Smith. Hi. I am a 15-year-old who goes to NCS. I'm a freshman in high school. I also am a SoundCloud rapper. My handle is Grifter22. Check me out.
Pretty good.
Play soccer.
Good features.
For sure. Check him out.
Playing him is great. Check him out, yes. So Griffin, like I said, we're going to just start throwing some questions at you. Mark has some prepared, and I'm literally going to be going off the cuff. So there's no telling what I'm going to say. I should have prepared some, but I did not. So Mark, you want to kick us off?
Our first question for you, Griffin. Are you a cat person or a dog person?
I am a dog person because I'm allergic to cats.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
That makes it pretty obvious.
Okay. I have a question.
Okay.
Would you rather shake hands with someone after you just saw them cough in their hands or scratch their armpits?
I'd probably say cough in their hands.
Oh, interesting. In danger. Okay. Sorry.
Especially at this time.
You're risking it. Go for it.
All right. Okay. Hot dogs or hamburgers?
I guess it really depends, but I think overall, I do like hot dogs better.
Then follow-up question. On your hot dog, mustard or ketchup?
Ketchup.
Or nothing?
Ooh.
Ketchup for sure.
Ketchup on a hot dog. All right. Some people are livid. Anyway, it's my word. Livid. Anyways.
Okay, so you mentioned that you are a SoundCloud rapper. Is that, what is your favorite hobby, or what do you do with your free time?
Most of the times I just make beats on my phone. I use GarageBand. For one of my songs that I did make with Dylan, the winning touchdown was produced on my computer. I was just trying to test out things to see how it was going to work. Turned out pretty good. Pretty good song. I practice soccer in my free time as well. And I'm a Fortnite gamer.
Nice. And Paul, sorry about the soccer Season ending soon.
Yeah.
So soon. Sorry about that,
It
man.
is what it is.
I have a question for you. What is your favorite youth group event?
Oof. It's between two.
Okay,
And
what are the
it's
two?
retreat
Gotcha.
and overtime.
Now, what's your favorite style of retreat? Overtime. Overtime always
It's
sneaks up on you.
so overlooked.
It is.
Actually, no, I'm changing my answer. Lock in.
Lock-in overall beats both of those?
Yeah.
Lock-in.
It's because there's nothing planned. We just chill out and hang out.
I have a feel like I'm going to hear that a lot if I ask that question.
Yeah.
People in the fam.
Like the login is the
I think
favorite.
lock-in's in there. You got another question?
Well, bring it back just a second ago. You said you top 3 at least of your retreats. Which retreat did you like the most? Like fall, winter.
I like
winter.
the fall retreat. That was the most recent fall retreat.
The Accept Joy one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good retreat.
That's a good retreat.
Yes, my goodness. So many marks on people's skins from the markers that game. So much controversy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I won the first round.
I just want to put that out there. I won the first round. I won the first round.
And then the second round, I was the first one up.
Griffin, I gotta say, what I noticed about you is you have these amazing shirts. I love the shirts that you wear. What is your favorite shirt that you own?
So I have 3 of these.
Like that style?
This style of shirt. My favorite one is, it's like a turquoise and it's got the lemons on it.
I got you.
Lemons or oranges?
Yeah, I know what
Oranges,
you're
yeah.
I've seen it before.
Important question. Don't interrupt. Important question. You're trapped on a deserted island. I'm gonna say desert island. Is desert island also a thing? Or deserted island?
Deserted island.
Does it say deserted?
It's deserted island.
You're trapped on a deserted island. You can only bring one thing. What is it gonna be?
Probably my phone.
Okay.
So I can record and make some music.
So you can just make some music while you're there. The solitude will allow free creativity to just flow from you. Anyways.
I like that though, because most people are like, "I'll bring a boat." It's like, that's super lame. Like,
Come on, man.
Go.
We're not talking about escaping. We're talking about, what are you gonna survive with?
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. Any more questions, you?
I'm out of questions.
I'm out of questions, which means it's time for Mark. You're the honors. What's in the bowl? Griffin, we're gonna play a game with you. Put on this blindfold. Immediately, right now. Don't worry, Jerry makes sense. What we're going to do is this. We're going to. Oh, were you about to explain?
I was just gonna say behind this blast doors, the chemical showers, everybody comes through here, corona free. It's
That's true. We take lots of precautions. Can you see Griffin?
No.
Turn your head towards me. There's always the true test. Okay, he didn't flinch. Means he can't see. Don't worry, I've never actually hit someone with that. All right, Griffin, what we're going to do is this. You are blindfolded. We have a bowl here. There's something in this bowl. I'm going to let you put your hand, fill into the bowl, and take a guess of what you think is in the bowl. So put your hand out. Oh, sorry, everybody. Put your hand out here. Phil, what's in the bowl? What's in the bowl, Griffin? Oh, I'm missing. Yeah, get a good feel. All right,
It's like,
Tim.
is it Oreos? Or is it like a... I'm feeling Cheez-Its and Oreos.
All right, stop right there. Can you take off the blindfold? What is your guess?
Can I have 2 or just 1?
You have one guess. You have to tell me what is in this bowl. Doesn't mean that there's one item in the bowl. It just means whatever's in the bowl.
I felt Cheez-Its and Oreos.
Cheez-Its and Oreos. There is a Cheez-It. And not an Oreo, but a cookie. It's
Oreo.
similar to an Oreo. We're giving that to you. That's a great job. Great round of applause for him. Good job, sir. You are the very first winner. This is your prize. You're the very first winner of what's in the bowl. You're also the very first player of what's in the bowl.
We made this game too easy.
We did. It'll be much harder for anyone in the future. Just know.
If you think you can do better, you probably can't. He did
He's pretty skilled. It's that music stuff. Well, Griffin, any last thing you want to say?
Make sure to check out my SoundCloud, Grifter22. That's about it.
Well, man, thank you for being on the show today.
It's been an honor.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed it. We loved having you.
I love Griffin now all around.
All right, well, it's time to send it back to Barnes & Nobles. Go. And we're back. Man, love that Griffin guy. Great time spending with him.
He must have extra senses. I don't know how he knew to cheese it right away.
Yeah, but just... He really knows his snacks.
I think he smelt it. He's like, Oreo. Cheese it.
Oh, maybe we need to take out the other senses next time. That's the key. Well, we are moving on in our show. It's come to the point in time where we talk about, Mark, our walk with God. As you know, every episode we're going to have a section where we talk about our walk with God, because when we have all this time off, I mean, we need to take advantage of that and not just sit on our phones and sit on playing Fortnite and things, but spend some time looking at our life, looking at our walk with God and our faith in Him, and trying to grow closer to Him. And so we're going to talk about today, and it's kind of what we've been talking about on Wednesday nights. In March, we were supposed to continue our series of Doubt It. We're talking about the questions that people might have when it comes to God's existence or why certain things happen. And we talked about, one, that you're not the only one who has questions. You're not alone in having questions. Everybody has questions. It's normal on your faith walk to have times where you have doubts and you have questions and you're just, you're searching. That's normal growth. That's normal growth. Right?
It's almost harder to believe someone when they're like, I'm just this superhero of faith. It's like, I've never had any doubts before. You're kind of like, well, that's
like, not at all.
Like, yeah.
And I think that we also said that God doesn't shame us. That was our second lesson, that God doesn't shame us when we ask questions to Him. I mean, we talked about Gideon and we talked about Thomas. Jesus didn't shame Thomas. He didn't call him doubting Thomas. God didn't say, Gideon, stop asking me all these questions and trying to prove myself. It's like, okay, if that's what you need to be faithful, I love you and I'm here for you. And I think that we can take comfort in knowing that we're not alone amongst our peers, but also God's not like, I hate you. How dare you ask that question? How dare you? But we're continuing that today. And so I'm going to throw out some questions, some sad things. So, you ready? Have you, we have the tissue. It's good. Oh, no. Don't know why I lunged forward for.
You're just feeling it.
Yeah, I was feeling it. I feel in the pool. Anyway, have you ever experienced disappointment? Have you ever experienced hurt or rejection? Have you ever experienced sadness or loss in any way? I think that we all have in many different ways. If you haven't, I don't know if you're human. I really don't know. It's just like you're unlike anything else. But we've all experienced hurt and pains. And there's a verse that's thrown around a lot. It's behind me. Romans 8:28. This verse says, and we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose for them. And a lot of people taking those verses and kind of throwing it to mean something that it doesn't. A lot of times people read that and they're like, oh, so if I follow God and I follow Jesus, nothing bad's going to happen to me. And that's not what it's talking about. And if you've been a follower of Jesus for any amount of time, really, that's not true.
Yeah.
That just because I follow Jesus doesn't mean that I'm not going to have disappointments and hurt and sadness and loss. I mean, we still experience painful things. Just because we're followers of Jesus doesn't mean that we're exempt from all of that. I mean, we're still going to feel hurt. And I think that one example we can look at is Job. I mean, when you're talking about suffering, when you're talking about, having questions to God or why certain things happen, you have to go to Job. So in your Bible, in the Old Testament, there is a book that is called Job. You might have thought it was read Job, but it's actually called Job. I mean, who doesn't when you're a kid? Like, Job, I can read. It's like, it's Job. And you're like, English makes no sense to me. That's pretty much what happens.
That's because it's not English.
It's not English. So yeah, you're like, I'm confused. But the book of Job in the Old Testament, some believe it to be, the oldest book, written. I don't know. I don't know if anyone knows that for sure. But anyways, we have a great man named Job. It's a story of Job. The book of Job is a story about a man named Job. And he's this great man, this outstanding citizen, this amazing follower of God. I mean, it talks about how great of a follower he is and how faithful he is and all of his actions. He's got a great wife. He's got good money. He's got a lot of kids. I mean, he's got a lot of possessions. I mean, he's an amazing guy and he has amazing things. He's living the life. He's your all-around guy that you almost doesn't even exist today. But he's this amazing guy, and we're going through the story very quick.
Things get crazy.
Things get really crazy. We're not going to go into every detail of the story, but basically he has all this stuff, and he loses it all. His children die, all of his children. He loses a lot of his possessions and his wealth, and he also gets sick himself. And so he loses everything, his health, his children, his possessions. I mean, I don't know of anyone who's experienced what he experienced, I mean, with all the losses that he had. And he obviously responds in a way that maybe you not think. A lot of people would think, I'm faithful to God, bad things happen. I'm going to respond like, how dare you, God? You suck. God, why would you do this? And he doesn't respond that way. He curses the day that he was born, but he doesn't curse God. Which you're like, wow, I mean, an amazing man. He doesn't curse God, but he does curse the day he was born, which you're like, I hate that I had to experience this, basically is what he says. Man, I hated that I had to live life and go through such pain. And so he turns to God. He cries out to God in Job 3, and he asks, why, God? Why did you let these bad things happen to me? Why do you allow the bad things to happen to good people? Question. Innocent people, why are the bad things happening to them? He asked that question to God. And he gets a visit from his friends. They're not good friends. They say some terrible. They say things like, well, you must have deserved this. Because there was like a thing at the time where people thought that God punished you, like bad things happened to you because you did bad. Yeah. Which we know today, it's like, it's the complete opposite with Jesus. Jesus is like, you did bad things. I love you, I die for you. You're like, what? So there, what?
Game changer.
Game changer right there. Flip the whole thing. World upside down. But we have his friends saying, you must have done something bad. His friends saying that, just wait out. I think some say it could be worse. It's a terrible thing. Someone else I think it says like, be thankful things could be worse.
I think so.
It's literally what my friend says. He's like, what? And his wife even looks at him and says, curse God and die. Just let go of life and die, Job. And before you do it, curse your God. Curse God.
And that's his wife.
And that's his wife. He has no support from anyone. And Job is like, no, listen, I haven't done anything bad. He's like, I'm an innocent man, but this thing still happened. He wants this response from God. And he gets a response from God. In a whirlwind, which is crazy to even imagine, a whirlwind from God. And God doesn't give him a straight answer. He doesn't give him the answer that he wants. He says things like, I am the creator of everything. Understand that I created everything on earth, every detail of you, Job. God tells him, he's like, I'm bigger, I'm greater, I'm kinder, I'm more powerful than you could even imagine. And then he tells Job, he's like, you are so small. Like, compared to me and things like that, you're so small. And it kind of gives you like a response. It's kind of like when we're having youth group, or we are at camp, and someone comes up, a student, it's okay, I love your suggestions, thank you so much. But they come up and almost were like, Dylan, this is how you should have done camp. Mm-hmm. Almost like you knew every detail. It's like you knew everything that goes on behind the scenes. It's like when we look at movies and we're like, this is how it should have went, and you're like, you're just a watcher. Yeah. You had no hand in this. But this is even greater. It's like, like God like made you and you're telling like, God, this is how it should actually go. It's a silly thing. It's like a child telling a parent how to parent. It's like, you don't know much about the world at all, and God's like on this even greater level. And so God gives him an answer, but it's not maybe how he wanted. And he basically, he says, just know who I am. Know who I am, and that should be enough. Honestly, he's like, remember who you're talking to. I'm God. I'm greater, kinder than you could even imagine. I created everything, and you were small. And just trust me. Yeah. Just trust me. But you're like, that's just, and we know in life, bad things happen. That's like the worst answer you could hear. That doesn't like a great feeling answer. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat and be like, that's all you need, guys. Have a great day. No, it's like, that doesn't feel amazing.
There's a reassurance. It's just like, it might happen again too. It's like bad things will happen possibly again to you. Good luck.
It's like, but just know I am great, the Almighty God, and I'm on your side, basically. Might not feel like it, but I'm on your side. And overall, in the end, things will be for your good. And remember that. And so I think that what we get from this is that we can understand that our questions don't always get answered the way we think. Or the way that we might want them to get answered. Our questions aren't going to get answered the way we want. But even when we don't have all the answers, we can still have faith in our Redeemer. Even though I don't have all the answers, I can still have faith and know that God is greater than me. He's bigger, he's kinder, he's more loving, he's more powerful than I could even imagine. And he's the creator of everything. So, yes, this stuff might be happening, and I don't understand it. But that also means that shows why I need God. The one who probably does understand.
Yeah.
You know? Because I don't understand things, that's why I trust more. Because I need you. Because things don't make sense to me. But I trust that make sense to you, and I trust you that you're working for good. And so it just makes you, it's almost like you have these questions and doubts, which cause you almost to believe and trust more, which is kind of crazy to think about. If you're tracking with me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just shows why we need God and how dependent we are on Him. So it's okay to have questions, and our questions aren't always going to get answered. They might get answered the way we don't want them to get answered, but we still can trust in God and still understand that we need Him. He is our Creator, our Redeemer, and trust Him. So
I was trying to think of like an analogy, and the first thing I thought of was like when you're on car trips with your parents, and then it's like, how much longer is left? It's like, you know, you're going to get to your destination eventually, and someone is driving the car, and you trust the person driving the car.
Yes.
But then constantly like, when are we getting there? I'm stopping for lunch. I gotta pee.
Yes. Yeah, this is like, just I got it, you know. Don't worry. Yes, just sit back and enjoy the ride. I know there's going to be bumps on the road, right? You might spill your drink. Your sister might get on your nerves. I don't know. But just the driver, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. The good is waiting. But that was all we have today for our conversation with our walk with God. Continue to study 1 Samuel if you're reading that. If you want to read anything extra, the book of Job is there. Read that as well. It's good stuff.
It's killer.
It's killer. Stuff's killer, man. That stuff's killer. But Mark, that you do the honors.
Okay.
You do it. That's
no. Tear.
That's all we have for the show today, man. It's been a great show. We had Griffin on here. Put a little what's in the bowl.
We ate some Cheez-Its.
Did you eat that Cheez-It?
No.
Coronavirus hands all over. I mean, we did Germex up before. Anyway, okay, we're moving on. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. There's some things they need to do, isn't there? There's some things they need to do.
They need to comment.
The comments are fixed.
They
Sorry for first episode. It was some settings stuff. It wasn't turn off comments. It was something else. Don't worry.
It was hard to find for sure.
But we did it. Comments are enabled on that episode, and they will be on this episode. So comment below what you want to see us do. You know, if you want to come on the show, who you want to see on the show. Maybe some questions to ask them. You know, give us those. Yeah. And
spitting them off the cuff last time. We could have some written down.
Just don't tell them if we're prepared or not prepared. They need to like it. If you view it and you liked it, like it. Just click it.
Subscribing. That's never locked. You can subscribe anytime.
Always subscribe. Oh, there's my stomach growling.
I don't think I heard that.
I wonder if the mic got that or not. I don't know. Subscribe and then turn on that notification bell. Right? That's why YouTube evolving. It's like notification bell. And I think there's even like,
you're subscribed to this guy, but no, you're gonna get what we want you to see.
So turn on the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Mark, anything else you want to say to the people?
Curse God and die.
Oh my goodness.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. Anyways, well, you know what they need to know? They need to know that God loves them. And we love them. And there is nothing you can do to change it.
Nothing.
Have a great day.